Common PUBG player here. If you're new to the game, or you'd like to learn how to beat players that are better than you are, you probably need some urban warfare tactics. We're going to talk about vehicles, and first of all, you're going to pick up the vehicle that you can, because they're not that common in the game, especially in a map this big. But I happen to know where a little vehicle spawns right down on this road, and I'm going to go ahead and get it. There it is. It just appeared. And that's one thing, is that the vehicles aren't going to render until you almost get down to your parachute range. To my left is a garage that sometimes vehicles spawn in. So the most important thing about vehicles is knowing where they spawn, because unless it's a mountain bike, pretty much your vehicle's going to get you into the zone a lot more quickly. And I'm going to use this vehicle to get into this little town. So that I can loot. And I'm going to put it out of sight right here. Now, if I'm close to a building, it's important to know that you are going to exit the vehicle on the passenger side. And so if I get in, I'm going to have to control 1 to get into the driver's seat. You know, if you're playing on teams and you've got someone driving, you want to control 3 to be directly behind him. He may have his loadout set up so that his settings, keybinds set up so that he can get into that. You know, keep your mental game, keep your calm level as low as possible. If you've just come out of a game, I'm going to go ahead and pick that up to break glass if I need to. So the vehicles have different hit points, and so if you're driving along and you see a vehicle that you know how to drive, you might want to pick up a vehicle that's stronger so that you can give yourself some more protection as you're driving. Oh, there's another room back in here. And that's my sniper, actually. This isn't quite the stock that I would like for it, but I'll take it. And so you've got a lot of new vehicles, and they're probably going to come out with others. And to find the actual hit point stats on those, I think that's probably one of the most important things to know about vehicles. Except just how to drive it. And you can get into some of the vehicles in the training ground. I'm not sure if you can get into all of them, actually. I'd like to pick up that ammo in case I come across the MPK5. It's my new favorite little weapon. And so I'm going to take a look at my circle. It looks like it's going to drop over here. And I'm going to hope that it drops in another little town that I know well. trying to get to know all my towns so that I can have the tactical advantage. If I really wanted to be stealthy, I'd leave a pack of that ammo on the ground because I don't need but one more package to keep my... And I'm probably going to go ahead and take this weapon. If you're new and you're trying to keep your life simple, that keeps it simple. That you're only having to pick up one kind of ammo. When you look at your ammo on either weapon, you kind of know how you stand on ammo. We've got rain, which can be an advantage. You're really good at listening for footsteps. Just gonna take cover here to make sure no one's across the street. And this is what I've been looking for right there. The flashbangs. One little thing about that, the 2 is how many are in this slot. This one doesn't count. So I actually have 3 altogether. And I want that Molotov. And I'm good on grenades. I've actually got too many grenades, probably. So learning how to drive your vehicles is probably the other skill set that's just going to take time, because you're just going to have to get into them and drive them. Now, this is my favorite vehicle, probably because it's more common, and it's been the vehicle near me that I needed. And it was the one that was there when I needed a vehicle and I had to get into it and learn how to drive it. If you're going to come up to a real hill like this and you're going really fast, let off your shift key. Your shift key makes you drive faster. Some of these cliff embankments you can hit and it's a solid hit, you don't move. A lot of guys would have changed to that UAZ, and I might have to if I don't land on my wheels here. If you want to debilitate a player's vehicle, it's just taking a while to get up this hill here. So just turn right, get up some speed, and then try to go up the hill. The buggy is going to get you up the hill better, and the UAZ is going to get you up the hill better. If you drive on roads, you got a lot more traction, of course. If you hit your Z key, you're going to cut your engine. You'll be going silent. This is a slippery... This vehicle slips and slides, but I'm just going to go ahead and go down this way. So driving is just a real skill that you're going to have to learn. What I mean by hit points is if someone tries to explode your vehicle by shooting at it, it's going to blow up after its hit points reach 0. I need to see where my circle dropped here. Yep. So I'm going to try to get into this little town fairly silently and get into position. And it just takes a little bit of time to learn how to drive them. If you're getting out of control, let off the shift key. I might want to put this vehicle somewhere where I can get to it now that I have alerted everyone that I'm in this town. And I'm going to try to park the vehicle out of sight here. Fairly. And I've got a lot of line of sight cover with this fog. I haven't been in a game with fog for quite a while. This is the little town I think the circle is going to drop on. I need some energy drinks. I can shoot this weapon a lot better than this one, and if I am trying to get a win, which I normally am trying to do, I would probably rather shoot this weapon. You can see that the AUG is a little bit better. This is just a hair more stable, has a little bit more range, but I can actually shoot it better for some reason. And this is probably better for new players if you're trying to control your recoil. So my personal favorites are the Pony Coupe, which you find in the Asian maps, which is, I think, is one of the best vehicles in the game. And in the Destin map, there's a patrol car that's really great. But I like the Dacia. I can drive a UAZ, but I flip it. And the coupe is fast. The orange car, it's 2 capacity. You have to learn your capacities. But I actually like the mountain bike because it's very stealthy. If I find one, I'll set it up outside the door of a building. This looks like someone who wants to get into our zone here. And there's the UAZ. And this little town spawns vehicles. If someone is really stealthy here, he knows that I want this. That Grows is a very powerful weapon, but I can't shoot it as well as I can shoot what I have on. And if I really want to go for a win, I would switch this out here. Go ahead and use that stock. Pick up this ammo. And we have 3 stun grenades. Might just keep my setup the way it is. This has been looted. Now, if you're going to look at your circle and kind of think about the geography, I think I would like to come in on the back side. This is your line. This is the back side of the circle. And I just have enough time to get over to that vehicle, but I'm going to take a risk of losing the game getting to that vehicle. Well, I'll be knocked out of the game. I'm not going to win the game. And a lot of people like to switch seats and shoot as their vehicle is rolling. And, well, that is a skill set. Goes into your vehicle skill set, and I would practice on a lot of other skill sets before I learned how to do that, because you're not only going to have to be really good at shooting and have real control over your weapon. I might have lost my vehicle here, but I didn't. I want to get up on this hill. And vehicles alert everyone to your presence. Be very careful about this little pillbox here. Parking your vehicles out of sight so that they don't get shot at, so people don't know you're there. Hit your space bar to stop a vehicle. So I am really poised to win this game here. 13 alive. I'm going to use the sound of that airplane to cover my footsteps. Before I get into line of sight, I want to make sure that I am keeping out of line of sight. This is probably where my opponent or my opponents are. Right down in that little complex. And I'm going to go ahead and check this one out. Yeah, I could have drove around. If you watched the kill feed there, you saw one of my opponents driving around and driving over bots. It's a lot of fun, and there's a medal for it, actually, for running over opponents. And I've got to figure out where is the next piece of hard cover that I'm going to go to. That's barely in the zone right there. Now this is not in the zone, but the zone is this way. And there's a little ridge right there. Here comes the buggy, so I want to get near a tree here. I can hear that buggy. So I'm just going to get down. So I know where two of my opponents are. One's in the buggy and one's down there somewhere. And I might crawl to get into range here. I'm in the top 10. watching your kill feed is also just another little thing that you have to build into your skill sets. And if he's got a really powerful scope, he's going to see me. And I'm barely in the zone. Here comes a UAZ. He's going for the pillbox, which is not in the zone. He's going to be pushed out. So if he didn't get his loadout, he's risking the game there, getting into that pillbox. I call them a pillbox. I don't know what they are. And as soon as I know where he's going to go, and if I have two real opponents engaging each other, I'll run for the zone. I've got 52 seconds. I saw his flash. He took a shot. He might be baiting with that shot. And I want to see where the circle falls, because at this tight of a circle, I don't want to be outside of it. I want to be into it. And I'm going to make sure that I'm actually in it. I'm actually not in the zone. I'm going to have to move. I'm going to have to crawl forward here. So I'm going to block his line of sight, those two trees at that window, get into the zone, and just don't move. Could get shot right now. So, you'll have to look up the hit points on those, but the food truck is surprisingly one of the highest. And let's just see. I got to get down here by this tree because I don't want to get run over. He cut his engine. Started his engine again. And now he has his eyes on those buildings, so I'm going to run for this piece of cover right here. And he might be looking around. Let's just see if this little tree here is in the zone. It's not. He doesn't know where I am, and he just went around on the other side of the building, and I think I see the other opponent on the second floor. Now, because they're engaging, I'm going to run for the zone here. He saw me. If he didn't see me... I'm not going to make any noise. I've got a guy on the second floor here. Just take a sip of coffee. Get your calm level back down. You will lose your head. I'm not going to engage the enemy. I'm in a good spot. I'm pretty sure there's no one in the building to my right or in the shack. And I've got the fog on my side here. And I heard my enemy throwing smokes. And if he's in those smokes, he's not going to hear my footsteps. That fence is soft cover. It's not in the zone. This tree is not in the zone. The barrel is in the zone. So what I really need is the two players to engage each other. I heard him jump behind me. I'm trapped between two enemies here. He overthrew it. Oh, he got me. Oh, I should have moved up. He finally got me with that third grenade. Good game, good nade. Thanks for watching Common PUBG Player. We'll see you in the next time.